Hey everyone, I'm John.
And I'm Miranda.
And it's time for another WCPE Daddy-Daughter review
of Supergirl, Season 1, Episode 2, called Stronger Together.
We'll be back right after this. Alright, first of all I want to mention I'm wearing my Darwin Cook Supergirl t-shirt, just in case you didn't see. And it's got Supergirl and Comet and Streaky and Crypto. No word on whether or not we'll see any of the Legion of Super Pets on this particular show, but there's a possibility. Fingers crossed? Yeah, fingers crossed. Which one do you want to see the most?
The cat or the horse?
Yeah, I figured. We've got cats and Miranda rides horses, so it's a natural setup. Alright, so let's talk about highlights for this episode.
First of all, so at the end of the episode, Supergirl lifts Cat's car and she's like, you wanted an interview? It's really awesome.
Yeah, she carries the whole car up to the roof of the building. I thought that was really cool. And I think it continues, her being kind of bold also makes it tougher for Kat to see her as the same as Kara.
Yeah, because Kara's like timid.
Yep. I liked the idea of her just flat out saying, unlike her cousin, unlike Superman who tends to work by himself, that she was excited about working as a part of a team, not only with the DEO, maybe less so, but with her sister and her friends more so. And I thought that was really cool to say it's okay to need help. That's all right. And the fact that she went to them and asked them for help, I thought that was really, really cool. Okay? Did you want to?
Yes, the Holo Mom. Oh my gosh, that was so cool.
Yeah, so her holographic mother at the end.
From her pod. They found it from her pod apparently.
Yeah,
which
is interesting too because the actress who plays Allura and Astra, I think does a great job. Like she just looks physically different in her face when she's playing those two roles.
Yeah.
And so you can tell just by kind of the look on her face. It's all, I know her face is in a different shape, but it almost seems a different shape. It's really cool how she does that. So kudos to the actress that plays Allura and Astra. Okay, some low lights. I'll mention one along those same lines real quick, which is that Astra, the evil sister, has the gray streak sort of thing in her hair. And on behalf of your mom, she's mad that every time there's an evil adult version of somebody, they always have the gray streak.
Even evil middle-aged adult woman.
Right, if it's an evil middle-aged or older adult woman, they always have the gray streak. Why is that? There aren't as many heroes, she's saying, with the gray streak in their hair. There are a couple rogue from the X-Men, and she mentioned the fairy godmother also from Cinderella. Those are notable exceptions. All right, lowlights?
DEO, they're kind of awful shots, and they work in a department where the point is to, like, kill evil aliens. Yeah,
so the trap they set up...
It's pesticides, and they're 50 feet behind it.
Yeah, why set up the trap and have it like that, and then the whole goal is that you're just going to shoot at the dude when he lands on the truck? How about having like a net on the truck, or have the truck blow up? Or
force field or something, I don't know.
Something. It seems like there should have been something there.
It's just kind of a stupid trap.
Yeah, that was weird.
Hopefully we don't see that again.
A little low light for me was I felt like they were inconsistent about the way that they dealt with kryptonite. In the first episode, we saw them get Kara using kryptonite and weaken her, and she basically had no powers or whatever. Hi, cat. There's a cat sniffing me. So then in the earlier in this episode, they used the sort of 2% kryptonite room to lower her powers down so that she was just a normal person. But then in this episode, Hank Henshaw actually stabs Astra with a kryptonite knife, but she can still actually fly away and bust through a ceiling. That doesn't seem like that depowered for having been stabbed with kryptonite. Now later on, yes, she's significantly weak, and she says she's weak even with it in the room, but she should have been weaker having, like, I think it'd be one thing if she pulled it out. Excuse me, Kit Kat.
Yeah, I think I would understand if he like yanked it out really hard and then she tried to fly.
Yeah, it just seemed really, really strange. I was a little bit surprised about that, and would have liked to have seen a little more consistent use of the kryptonite there. Okay, and then one other low light.
Yeah, the oil spill. So she's pulling it. Couldn't she? And then she rips this tank front part off, couldn't she have just like frozen it using her freeze breath? I mean, sure, she hasn't fully mastered it yet, but still.
It just seems like she kind of did nothing.
Yeah, she
like,
was just like,
oops.
oh no, I spilled something. Better watch it to see how bad it gets.
yeah, it just didn't seem like there was any kind of working with a solution. I thought like super speed whirl tornado, whoosh the oil up, or something. I was just a little surprised that there wasn't more done
Freeze
there.
breath would probably be the easiest option out
Yeah.
of all of it.
Okay, Easter eggs. I got quite a few of these, so we're dropping Easter eggs left and right in this one. Okay, first of all, Maxwell Lord. This is also, I think, will also go under our things to come up later on. But Maxwell Lord was on there, and they really set him up. It wasn't just a name blip, but they made a big deal out of it. He was the guy talking about how Superman has attracted all these villains to Metropolis. Maybe the same thing is going to happen in National City with Supergirl, which is certainly a possibility, although they can blame Supergirl for all these supervillains, not knowing that, in fact, they're all from Fort Ross, although the DEO kind of blames her for that, too. That's unfair. He was a guy who had organized one version of the Justice League in comics, and then turned out to be a massive supervillain. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. The Helgramite, the sort of weird insect dude, he was actually introduced in an issue number 80 of Brave and the Bold in 1968. Interesting that he came back here, and he's kind of been in and out a few times. Plastino Chemicals at the beginning of the episode is named after Al Plastino, who is one of the creators, along with Otto Binder, of Supergirl. So that's really cool. They also mentioned a street named Siegel and a street named Donner after a Superman writer and one of the guys primarily involved with the production of the Superman movies. And then you wanted to mention a special Easter egg.
Yeah, so Jay Jackson, who's the newscaster, people probably wouldn't notice this, but he plays another newscaster in the TV show Parks and Recreation, Perd Hapley.
Yeah, so it was cool that we got to see Perd again doing the news, although
Yes.
he didn't seem as goofy on this
Perd.
one as
Well,
Perd.
in the other one, it's his news show is literally called Ya Heard with Perd. So.
You heard.
If
with
you haven't
Perd.
watched that show, I recommend checking it out. It's really good.
Like one of the biggest Parks and Rec fan of all time. All right, clues of tomorrow. So we were looking. So when we do flash reviews, we call them flash forwards. These are things that are coming up later on. Well, Supergirl is sometimes called the Girl of Tomorrow. So we thought we'd say clues of tomorrow. Although we're not married to that one, so if you think of something better to let us know.
Comment, please.
Right, exactly. So first of all, you totally nailed this one.
I totally called. So Hank Henshaw, when Dad told me he was a bad guy in the comics, I totally called that he was gonna be a villain. I totally called it.
Now we don't know that he's going to be a villain in the show yet.
Well, either way, he's about the human.
He's definitely got powers. Like we saw his eyes glow red at the very, very end of the episode.
Yeah, like after he talks with Alex.
Yeah, after he talks with her about having helped Kara by setting up the hologram room, the mammogram room. Yeah. Let's see. You also wanted to. I think you were mentioning Astra getting kryptonite.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely gonna affect how she's in the next few episodes. Because if she seriously got that hurt from the kryptonite blade, then we're probably not gonna see her for the next few episodes. She's probably just gonna send some of her cronies out.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see because it seemed like she was ready to like totally launch her attack like right now, and it seems like she's a little more reluctant. She's a little cautious.
She's gonna have to. I think that Astra thinks that her niece is stronger than she originally thought. So.
Yeah, I think obviously we're going to continue to see Astra though. I still think she's the big bad of season 1.
Never
we'll
know.
see
It
where
could be Hank Henshaw could be like the huge commander.
Could be Perd Hapley.
Seriously.
No. One other one I mentioned is we did see besides her Astra, we also saw 2 other Kryptonians that were sort of grilling the Helgramite a little bit. That's the big thing, I think, is how is Supergirl going to be able to defeat all these Kryptonians? We're not talking about just one at a time. We're talking about multiple Kryptonians. And I think somehow she's going to get it back in the Phantom Zone. But we'll see.
Yeah.
The Phantom Zone, that's the
that's
where Fort Ross was in the Phantom Zone.
Didn't Kara like supposedly pull it and then pull it to her?
Well, somehow, yeah, she went through the Phantom Zone accidentally, but then somehow got out. We don't even know how she got out of the Phantom Zone, and we don't know how Fort Roz got out of the Phantom Zone. That's all kind of a big mystery.
Also, what's weird is...
I don't know if we're just supposed to say like, oh, well, I don't know, or
Also,
it'll be revealed later.
Yeah.
You think revealed? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, anything else? What would you give this episode?
Let's see. 8 or 9.
Yeah,
Probably around an 8.
I'm gonna say 7. I like this episode. I like the Easter eggs. Helgramite was fine. I like some of the relationships a lot. The kryptonite thing kind of bugged me a little bit. Like just decide what kryptonite's gonna do, and then make the story work for what you need. Don't decide what the story should be, and then make kryptonite change every week to adjust to that story. Little thing. Still Melissa Benoist. Love her.
But...
Could not be cuter. I thought they were great. Mom still believes that James Olsen is hot potato.
Oh my god.
So there's that. So I'm curious to see where we go from here. But so far, loving it. Great job, everybody at Supergirl. And look forward to seeing next week's episode.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Thanks,
Bye.
everybody. Bye.